I don't think there's a safer bet right now in football than not only the Bills. Like if you're going to pick a Super Bowl winner, I think the Bills are easily the safest bet at the current moment. I want to talk about the Bills coming out of this Miami Dolphins game. If you're picking a team to win the Super Bowl right now, Bills have got to be easily within the top 3 teams that you think of, especially this year with Kansas City not in the mix. I don't think they're going to be in the mix this year. I think they're going to struggle to make the playoffs. Kansas City reminds me of the 2022 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where it's like you have to respect them because of who they have at quarterback, but overall, they're just not that good of a football team. And I look at the Bills and I don't think that. I think they're a very, very good football team. And with Josh Allen playing the way that he's playing and the fact that he's able to the flip, like he turns on that switch and he becomes Superman. It's very impressive to see. The Bills to me right now, if I'm picking a team to win the Super Bowl, it's going to be the Buffalo Bills. And it's for multiple reasons, but it starts with the quarterback, right? Josh Allen, to me, there is a gap between Josh Allen and the second best quarterback in the game. That's how big of a gap it is, because I think Lamar Jackson is the second best quarterback in the game right now. But when you look at Josh Allen and his postseason performances and the fact that his game does not drop off come postseason time, compared to the fact that Lamar Jackson's game absolutely drops off during the postseason, that's why I think he's the best quarterback in the game. And it's with a gap there. They have weapons on the team that are good enough. They can create explosives with James Cook on the ground. Keon Coleman, I think, is really starting to take that year 2 jump. You're starting to see that he's becoming a reliable receiver, as with Dalton Kincaid. And they still have Khalil Shakir, who is a reliable slot receiver. I think they have enough to move the ball offensively with the quarterback that they have, and the fact that I really do like Joe Brady as an offensive coordinator. So those things offensively, I think, are very impressive. And I think defensively, they have enough to be able to keep the game within reach for the offense to put enough points on the board to win the game. And when you look at the NFL this year, I don't think there's any great teams in the NFL. I don't think there's any great teams in the NFC side of things. I definitely don't feel like there's, and maybe Baltimore, you could say, is a great team. But again, I just cannot rely on Lamar Jackson's performance come postseason time. I can't. And I can depend on Josh Allen's performance come postseason time. And I can't depend on the Chiefs being a legitimate Super Bowl contender this year. I think they're going to struggle to win a playoff game this year. I think they're going to struggle to get in the playoffs. They're just not that good of a football team. And look, I picked the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl preseason. So it's not necessarily hate that I don't have any hate for the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm just calling it for what it is. They're just not that good of a football team. And the Bills, they're a really damn good football team, potentially a great football team. And when you look around at the rest of the NFC or AFC, I'm sorry, the only team that you have to worry about are the Baltimore Ravens. Like, do you think the Chargers could give them a run for their money? I don't think they can. Can the Denver Broncos? I don't think they can. Can the Colts? I don't think they can. The only team they got to get past is the Baltimore Ravens. And they got past them last year in the playoffs. And I think, no, not the year prior. Last year, they got past them. Yeah, they have a legitimate chance here to make this happen. And this is a year for the Bills. They got to get it done this year, or they're going to have to look at making some big time changes. Not at the quarterback position, obviously, because Josh Allen comes around once in a generation. That's how good of a player he is, right? So you're not going to move on from the quarterback. You're going to move on from the coach. And that's Sean McDermott, obviously. So the Bills, they have a golden opportunity here. I don't think there's any great teams on the NFC side of things. And the AFC, the only team that really stands in your way, and they don't really stand in your way. You stand in their way. The Bills stand in the Ravens' way. But the only team I think they really should be concerned about are the Baltimore Ravens. Now, if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, you may say, no, we have to worry about the Chiefs. I get it, and I appreciate you being unbiased, but I don't think you have to worry about the Chiefs this year. Like I'm completely out on the Chiefs. So the Bills, they're putting some things together. They're making it happen, and credit to them because, it's been a long time here for the Buffalo Bills. And also, if you're Draymond Green, let me just offer you some advice when it comes to talking about football on these platforms. If you're going to come out and start talking about football on these platforms, if you want to start getting clicks, I would advise against saying that Josh Allen is not that guy, because right now he is the guy in the NFL. I mean, what an awful take from Draymond Green. I mean, man, what the hell are you talking about? And Jordan Schultz, yeah, I'm going to agree with you because you're a player and I have to kiss up to the players because you guys pay my bills. Get out of here, man. Seriously. If you honestly believe that Josh Allen is overrated or that he's not the guy or he's not an outstanding, to me, if you have him past 2, I think you're completely and utterly wrong with your quarterback rankings. This guy is number 1, and I don't think it's very close. So the Bills, good stuff. Really, really hoping that now, obviously, I am a Cowboys fan, and I'm going to root for them to win the Super Bowl this year. But if it's not the Cowboys, I'm really hoping that the Bills make it happen and get the job done. I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for Josh Allen. I'm rooting for their fan base because they absolutely deserve it. And when you look at the Bills' schedule, let's look at it for a moment because it's kind of a joke going forward here. I mean, you got the Ravens game out of the way. So, you got that off your back. You won that game. They play the Saints next week on a 10-day rest. Do we think the Saints are going to win that game? No, the Bills are going to win that game. They play the Patriots the week after that, so they're going to start off 5-0. Falcons the week after that in Atlanta. They're going to win that game. That's going to be, another game where the Bills are going to win. So that's 6-0. Panthers 7-0. You have the Chiefs, who I think they're going to beat. Now, they're playing in Buffalo as well. I think they're going to beat the Chiefs, but let's just say hypothetically they lose that game. Hypothetically, I don't think they will, but let's just say for the sake of argument they lose that game. So they're 7-1. They're going to play the Dolphins. They're going to win that game. They're 8-1. Let's say hypothetically they lose to the Buccaneers at home. Again, I'm trying to make a case for them to not go undefeated. I'm not saying that that's not going to happen because they absolutely could. So they're 8-2 then. They play the Texans in Houston. They're going to win that 9-2. Steelers in Pittsburgh 10-2. Bengals in Buffalo 11-2. Patriots in New England 12-2. Browns in Cleveland 13-2. You play Philly in Buffalo. Let's just say hypothetically they lose that game for sake of argument. They're 13-3, and then they play the Jets in New York 14-3. And by the way, I would pick the Bills to beat the Chiefs, beat the Buccaneers, and beat the Eagles. So yes, I think there's a very realistic case to be made that they could potentially go 17-0. It's not even just about the fact that the team is really, really damn good. It's about the fact that the teams that they're playing are not very good at all. But also, yes, Buffalo is a fantastic football team. They have a chance to do something really, really, really special this year. And come postseason, again, I think the Ravens are going to be the number 2 seed this year. And from that standpoint, think about it like this. They're going to walk into the AFC Championship game. Walk in. Because they're going to have the bye, and then they're going to be in the divisional round. Who are they going to play in the divisional round? Maybe the Chargers, maybe the Colts, maybe one of those teams. And what do you think is going to happen? They're going to beat that team, and they're going to be in the AFC Championship game. I don't think there's a safer bet right now in football than not only the Bills. If you're going to pick a Super Bowl winner, I think the Bills are easily the safest bet at the current moment.